Hi friends, today we are going to discuss the structure and the function of some important cell organelles. We will also illustrate the mechanism by which these organelles regulate the cellular metabolism. Let's first discuss structural organization of mitochondria. Mitochondria is derived from the Greek word mitos means thread and chondrion means granule. Mitochondria was discovered in late 19th century by Benda in 1898. Later on, Lewis and his group in 1914 confirmed the existence of mitochondrial network by electron microscopic observations of cultured cells from rat diaphragm muscle. This was named as mitochondrial reticulum by Polikova et al. In 1983. Mitochondria are generally described as inflexible elongated cylinders with diameter of 0.5 to 1 micrometer like that of bacteria. Time-lapse microcinematography of living cells revealed mitochondria as mobile and plastic organelles with persistently variable shape. Liver cells have been extensively examined for mitochondria count. Each liver cell contains 1000 to 2000 mitochondria covering about fifth of the cell volume. Each mitochondrion is enclosed by two extremely specialized membranes that play a vital role in its functions. Collectively, they generate two separate mitochondrial compartments, the internal matrix space and intermembrane space. Through fractionation and purification, the biochemical composition of two membranes of mitochondria was determined. Each membrane displayed distinct assortment of proteins. The outer membrane exclusively contains numerous replicas of transport protein called porin, which constitutes huge aqueous outlets all the way through the lipid bilayers. The outer membrane is similar to a sieve that is permeable to all the molecules with 5000 Daltons molecular weight. As per the illustrative description, the matrix space and the inner membrane, which is highly specialized, is the main functional portion of mitochondria. The inner membrane is generally well convoluted, forming a chain of enfoldings known as cristae in the matrix space. These convolutions significantly enhance the inner membrane area. For example, in liver cells covering about a third of total cell membrane. The inner membrane possesses a prominent percentage of the double phospholipid called as cordyolipin, which contains 4 fatty acids that aid membrane to be impermeable to ions. Freeze fracture studies specify that mitochondrial cristae include numerous protein-rich intramembrane particles called as F0, F1 complexes that synthesize ATP. Others function in transporting electrons to O2 from NADH or other electron carriers. The mitochondrial inner membrane, cristae and the matrix are the sites of vital reactions concerning the oxidation of pyruvate and fatty acids to carbon dioxide and water, and the coupled synthesis of the ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. Now we will enumerate important functions performed by mitochondria. First, the main function of the mitochondria is production of the ATP via aerobic respiration. Strictly, the energy is released from storage in chemical bonds by reaction that occur in mitochondria. Second, mitochondria is also responsible for the production of the heat via thermogenesis. Among the thermogenesis, non-shivering thermogenesis is a rare physiological condition, mediated through the facilitated diffusion of protons into the mitochondrial matrix. This is called proton leak or mitochondrial uncoupling. This results in the reserved potential energy of the proton electrochemical gradient being generated as heat. Non-shivering thermogenesis is found in brown adipose tissue, also known as brown fat. The protein thermogenin, also known as UCP1, which acts as a proton channel, sometimes enables protons to enter the mitochondrial matrix without contributing to ATP synthesis. Now coming to the third function, mitochondria has a significant role in apoptosis. Apoptosis refers to the programmed cell death, which is a significant physiological phenomena for various reasons like development and differentiation of new tissues and organ formation and scavenging of dead cells. When apoptosis of a cell is stimulated, pro-apoptotic proteins add into the mitochondrial membrane, forming pores in the membrane through which a protein called a cytochrome exits through the intermembrane space of mitochondria. Cytochrome in the cytosol of the cell stimulates a cascade of biochemical changes that direct to apoptotic death of the cell. Mitochondria are remarkably significant as the storage tanks for the calcium ions. At cellular level, calcium ions is held within the two types of organelles, the endoplasmic reticulum and mitochondria. The endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum as well as rough endoplasmic reticulum is the main site of cellular storage of calcium. Mitochondria can also transiently store calcium, contributing to the cell's homeostasis of calcium by acting as the cytosolic buffers for calcium. Last but not the least, mitochondrial membranes possess various transport systems for the metabolic import and high energy intermediates. Now let's describe the various marker enzymes associated with mitochondria. Mitochondrial marker enzymes refer to the enzymes that are exclusively present in the mitochondria, in the matrix, the inner membrane, the intermembrane space, and the outer membrane. Citrate synthase in matrix, malate dehydrogenase in the matrix, glutamate dehydrogenase in the matrix, succinate cytochrome C reductase in inner membrane, retinone sensitive NADH cytochrome C reductase in inner membrane, adenylate kinase in intermembrane space, retinone insensitive NADH cytochrome C reductase in outer membrane, monoamine oxidase in outer membrane, kyonurane hydroxylase in outer membrane. Majority of the enzymes and small molecules implicated in the citric acid are water soluble and are restricted to the mitochondrial matrix. These include coenzyme A, acetyl coenzyme A, succinyl coenzyme A, NAD/NADH. Succinate dehydrogenase, alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase are integral proteins in the inner membrane with their active sites facing the matrix. Proceeding to our next topic, which refers to the mitochondrial biogenesis. Mitochondrial biogenesis can be referred as the growth and division of the pre-existing mitochondria. According to the endosymbiotic theory, mitochondria are the direct descendants of alpha protobacteria endosymbiote that become established in a host cell. Because of their premial bacterial origin, mitochondria have their own genome and an ability for autoreplication. Mitochondrial proteins are encoded by the nuclear and mitochondrial genomes. The double-stranded circular mitochondrial DNA is 16.5 kb in vertebrates. Prior to the division, mitochondria elongate, then presume dumbbell shape, as the center commences to the narrow and two halves finally divide. The actin proteins aids in its elongation. FTZ proteins in lower plants and dynamin in higher plants is requisite for the mitochondrial division. Mitochondrial biogenesis is stimulated by environmental stresses, for instance workout, cold exposure, caloric restriction, and oxidative stress. Now let's elucidate the mechanism of the protein import in mitochondria. The mitochondrial membranes possess exclusive apparatus called as translocases, meant for recognition, translocation, and membrane insertion of precursor proteins. Proteome analysis signifies that mitochondria enclose about 800 translocases in yeast and 1500 translocases in the humans. The huge bulk of mitochondrial proteins are synthesized as precursor proteins in the cytosol and imported chiefly via post-translational mechanism. Preproteins that are intended for the mitochondrial matrix, in addition to the proteins of the inner membrane and the intermembrane space, convey N-terminal cleavable extensions classified as presequences. These positively charged annexes act as the target signals that relate with the mitochondrial import receptors and guide the preproteins across the outer membrane and inner membrane. The second set of the precursor proteins delivering diverse inner targeting signals comprises all outer membrane proteins, together with numerous intermembrane space and inner membrane proteins. The translocases of outer membrane, termed as TOM1 complex, signifies the vital access for all the nuclear encoded mitochondrial proteins. The TOM complex comprises of the numerous preprotein receptors and a broad import pore. Following the transit flow in the course of the TOM complex, the precursor proteins can go after one of the three major pathways. First, preproteins with the presequence or relocated to the presequence translocases of the inner membrane, also termed as TIM complex 23, also known as the translocases of the inner membrane. The presequence translocases constitutes a channel across the inner membrane and assist with the matrix heat shock protein 70. The molecular chaperone represents the core of the presequence translocases associated with the motor PAM, which drives the completion of the protein transport into the matrix. The precursors of the numerous hydrophobic proteins of the inner membrane, for instance the metabolite carriers, follow a different pathway to the inner membrane that entails chaperone-like machinery of intermembrane space and the protein insertion apparatus of the inner membrane called as the carrier translocases TIM22 complex. Second, the precursor of the outer membrane proteins like profuse protein porine are incorporated into the outer membrane by the sorting and assembly machinery termed as SAM complex. The mitochondrial apparatus for the protein import and the assembly has established to be highly integrated than expected. Both outer and the inner membrane of mitochondria include multi-subunit protein complexes that act at the separate phases of the precursor recognition, translocation or assembly. Besides mitochondria, chloroplasts and peroxisomes also divide by fission to maintain their continuity, though they cannot be completely referred as autonomous because they rely on the rest of the cell for raw materials and still import majority of their proteins from the cytosol. Researchers in the 1970s and 1980s isolated DNA from both chloroplast and mitochondria and demonstrated similarity with the bacterial chromosomes. These chromosomes found in the mitochondria and chloroplast were called as mitochondrial genome and chloroplast genome. The mitochondrial genome in the nucleoid is duplicated and the organelles divide into two distinct organelles. Mitochondria and the chloroplast division are required to maintain a full complement of these organelles when cell growth occurs subsequent to cell division. Now let's discuss the structure of chloroplast DNA. Chloroplasts possess their own DNA, frequently curtailed as ctDNA or cpDNA. It's also referred as the plastome when referring to the genome of other plastids. Its survival was primarily established in 1962 and principally sequenced in 1986 by two Japanese research teams in liverwort and tobacco. Generally, the chloroplast DNAs are described circular, but few evidences recommend that chloroplast DNA more frequently acquires a linear shape. More than 95% of chloroplast DNA in corn chloroplasts have been evaluated to be in branched linear form rather than individual circles and normally contains 120,000 to 170,000 base pairs long. They possess contour length of around 30 to 60 micrometers and the mass of about 80 to 130 million daltons. Majority of the chloroplasts have their complete chloroplast genome shared into distinct large ring, though those of dinophyte algae are a notable exception. Their genome is broken up into about 40 small plasmids, each having 2000 to 10,000 base pairs length. Each minicircle possesses 1 to 3 genes, but blank plasmids with no coding DNA have also been found. Many chloroplast DNAs contain two inverted repeats, which separate a long single copy section LSC from a short single copy section SSC. The inverted repeats vary widely in length, ranging from 4,000 to 25,000 base pairs long each. Inverted repeats in plants tend to be at upper end of this range, each being 20,000 to 25,000 base pairs long. The inverted repeat regions usually contain 3 ribosomal RNA, 2 tRNA genes, but they can be expanded or reduced to contain as few as 4 or as many as over 150 genes. New chloroplasts may possess 100 copies of their DNA, although the number of chloroplast DNA copies declines to about 15 to 20 as chloroplasts age. They are frequently packed into the nucleoids, which can enclose several times the same chloroplast DNA rings. Among the terrestrial plants, the composition of the chloroplast genome is quite comparable. They code for 4 ribosomal RNAs, 30 to 31 tRNAs, 21 ribosomal proteins, and 4 RNA polymerase subunits implicated in protein synthesis. Now we will discuss our final topic on the peroxisome assembly. Peroxisomes, primarily termed as the microbodies, were discovered by Rodin in 1954 as a part of his PhD work on the morphology of paroxysmal tubule cells from the mouse kidney. Though their preliminary description as a new cellular organelle came afterwards when Christian Dediu and his group documented the existence of numerous enzymes implicated in the generation and degradation of hydrogen peroxide, and consequently provide the name peroxisomes to these organelles. Even at the organism level, peroxisomes can exhibit substitute enzymatic contents depending on the specific tissue or the ecological situations measured. They contain oxidative enzymes such as catalase and ureate oxidase at such high concentrations that in some cells peroxisomes stand out in electron micrographs because of the presence of the crystalloid core largely composed of ureate oxidase. Peroxisomes in the trypanosomatid species harbor certain glycolytic reactions and are therefore known as glycosomes. Some plant peroxisomes are categorized as glyoxysomes because they chiefly release enzymes of glyoxylate cycle. In filamentous fungi, specific kind of peroxisomes were named as Voronin body, which function in the preservation of cellular integrity by closing the septal pore that occur due to wounding. Some peroxisomal enzymes are specific to certain species, for example fluorescent luciferase in fireflies, fluorescent as well as for the numerous vital enzymes for the production of the penicillin restricted to a few fungal genera, for example Penicillium. Peroxisomes usually exhibit widespread functional pathways such as beta oxidation of fatty acids or radical scavenging. Although peroxisomes exhibit elevated concentration of metabolic diversity, they possess similar group of the proteins implicated in their biogenesis and maintenance together with the application of some targeting signals for guiding the position of proteins to respective organelles. Mammalian peroxisomes are concerned with the catabolism of extensive long-chain fatty acids, branched chain fatty acids, D-amino acids, polyamines, and the biosynthesis of plasmalogens, which are ether phospholipids necessary for the regular function of mammalian brains and lungs. Other known peroxisomal functions include the glyoxylate cycle in glyoxysomes of germinating seeds, photorespiration in plant leaves, glycolysis in glycosomes. Peroxisomes in mammalian cells also act as signaling platforms that are triggered by the peroxisomally restricted mitochondrial antiviral signaling proteins during antiviral defense. This activation leads to the instant interferon independent reaction pursued by the continual antiviral interferon dependent signaling at mitochondrial membranes. Proteins that manage peroxisomes assembly, division and inheritance are named as peroxins, encoded by PX genes. More than a dozen peroxins are conserved from yeasts to mammals and are indispensable for normal human development. With this, we conclude our topic on the cell biology. Thanks.